My relationship with mental health has really changed as I've gotten older. When I was younger, it felt like it was always a thing you couldn't talk about.
Figuring out that I had ADHD is kind of long and twisty. I was smart enough that I got straight A's all the time, but I was just always in trouble. Losing homework, doing things late. I can't tell you how many times I pulled all-nighters, especially once I hit high school. I grew up being called lazy all the time, irresponsible. It wasn't until I was doing my dissertation and in my PhD, I hit this wall and I couldn't figure out why everybody else could get things done, and I just could not move past that point.
I grew up in a family where I was the first one born. My mom was 14 years old when she was pregnant. So my mom was a child when she had me. And after me, I had 2 more siblings. The pressure of me not screwing up, has always been high. I had to decide I need help because anxiety is not going anywhere. I just need to know how to live with it and have a good relationship with my body. And I have gone through eating disorders maybe to have something to control, something that I could control.
When I went through my first panic attack, I actually went on social media and I posted saying, like, hey, I'm going through this horrible time. I'm gonna have to give social media a break. And, I had people reach out to me that I just didn't even know that they were going through the same thing as me.
When I was a freshman in high school, I started feeling a lot of feelings of just kind of hopelessness, I would say. I also had very low self-worth, and I thought, this probably isn't normal to feel like this. It's probably not normal to cry every single day. So I literally Googled depression and I checked the symptoms and I was like, that's probably it.
What was supposed to be really a happy time, something that I had wanted for a long, long time, the birth of my son in 2017, I remember being in the hospital kind of in the 24 hours after he was born. I remember just feeling like this isn't what I thought I was gonna feel like. Like I expected this overwhelming joy, and here I was really prepared to be a mom and really excited about his arrival. And I just remember thinking, this is not what I expected, and this is not what I signed up for. And I knew I needed help, but getting the help was impossible. Had my arm been broken, had I had an appendicitis, had something else been wrong, I would have been seen immediately. And here I was trying to protect and nurture this tiny little boy, and no one was taking care of me.
And I noticed in my own story, when it was very, very active, was actually after I had kids. When they reached the age of when I first experienced some trauma is when a lot of things started to stir up for me, and I would actually disassociate. So there'd be moments where I would lose hours. Like I would be in the kitchen and then all of a sudden I'm changing a diaper. So like the kids were safe, but I was very, very scared of like what was going on with me.
Being a mom and a dual career mom is really challenging. My kids are at the age where I'm driving them around 5 days a week. I'm taking them somewhere, basketball, volleyball, breakdancing, guitar. And having to manage that with, the work that I do is really stressful. I'm very lucky my husband loves to cook and he's a great cook. But even with that, having to manage laundry and cleaning and schedules and socialize for my kids on top of everything is just a lot. I think we don't talk about it enough as a society of how much moms have to deal with.
My son and I talk about mental health very openly. Part of it is because of my own struggle. And again, that guiding principle of wanting to prepare him to be an adult that both myself, the world, and his community can be proud of.
I know it's really frustrating to try to be close sometimes to somebody with CPTSD. It's not your fault, it's not their fault either. It's frustrating, it's hard. You're awesome for sticking with your loved one. Continue being patient and compassionate, and hopefully your loved one can over time learn to kind of help you understand what they're going through. But in moments where they can't, it's okay to just sit and let them go through what they're going through and just let them know that you're there for them. You don't have to do anything else. And that's really the most comforting thing. At least for me, that's the most comforting thing.
I kind of have my support system. And I'm just like, I have to either text or reach out. because they'll panic if I don't respond for days. And so yeah, it's just as simple as like telling them, hey, you know, I'm not in a good place right now. I'm fine, but you know, I'm feeling kind of low today.
It's okay to let your circle see you fall apart, because those are the ones who know how to put you back together.
The most helpful thing you can do for somebody struggling is to be curious about what it's like for them, rather than try to problem solve for them, rather than try to like throw them some self-help books. Like, they need to be heard.